distortion on my voice
Why do you need some distortion on your voice, Drew?
so that I can sound different.
Oh, you
Be
mean
like, welcome
this?
to the
Hang on a
Dr.
second.
Phil. Welcome to the Dr. PhilGood show.
It won't let me do it.
I guess it did.
Will it do it?
No, not for me.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, anyways, welcome to the Dr. PhilGood show, everybody.
Well, we just figured out I don't know how to do that right there. That just put me on the spot, Fru. Happy anniversary. What's that too loud for you?
Happy anniversary.
No wonder it's boring and quiet. I can't even raise my voice at Loungy anymore.
You can.
Fru.
It just hurts me.
Don't be hurt.
It's
That's
not.
why you gotta say. Don't say things to hurt me.
It's not entirely against the rules, but
Well,
it's very uncomfortable.
I'm gonna turn my
very
here's what we'll do.
uncomfortable.
How about this?
What?
Turn your volume down so I'm not so loud.
Welcome to the. I can't hear myself.
Now you can't hear yourself. Here, get in the microphone.
Well, it's not the microphone. It's my
Please get in the
headphones.
microphone.
You don't understand.
I
My
don't
headphones
understand.
just blew.
They blew. They're gone?
Yeah.
You don't hear anything.
Nope. Not a single thing.
How about now?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
I just fixed some blown headphones.
Welcome to the Dr. PhilGood show, our weekly broadcast. Whoops, my hair came out as I was brushing my hair.
Our weekly broadcast on trauma recovery, cellular health, and real life healing from the inside out.
This series is proudly sponsored by the Patrick Risha CTE Awareness Foundation,
Whose mission is to prevent CTE through education and early intervention.
Please visit stopcte.org
To learn more.
Wow, we sound so scripted.
Nice.
So scripted. It's ridiculous. Anyways, hey everyone.
Welcome. We're looking up to you now.
This is a very special Dr. Feelgood. I know I
like it.
I like to say that because Dr. Feelgoods are always very special. But today we're celebrating our 6th anniversary, not 6th anniversary of Dr. Feelgood, but the 6th anniversary of our wedding in 2019, the 12th of December. I said yes. I mean, I said I do, and David said,
What?
Do
what?
what?
I said, hang on a second. You said, wait a minute, man. I thought there was no more getting married.
Oh, whatever. That's not why you said do what. You said do what because by the time I said I do, you forgot what the question was.
I can't help it. I done forgot the joke. I said, I can't keep up with you, man. You're too fast.
Well, tonight, on a very special Dr. Feelgood, we celebrate 6 years of love, light, laughter, and low cortisol.
Low cortisol.
Not lower, low.
Okay.
I don't know what lower cortisol is, but I know low cortisol is rare in city households. So anytime your cortisol is low, you better celebrate.
There we are. All right, let's get all right, folks, I got the chat set up. Y'all can come in and say happy anniversary to us and all that jazz, and we'll see it. It's all right here on a big old screen. You can also see where Sammy took a slice out of my head. All right, Fru, keep us on page here.
So 6 years of marriage, miracles, mayhem, and growth. And we get to share it with all of you, which is more exciting for me than any other Dr. Feelgoods.
What?
That
Being
we
able to
got
share that.
Share it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is it more important, Fru?
I
Or
didn't say it
special?
was more
Why is it more
important.
special, Fru?
Because it's very different than not being able to share it.
Oh, okie doke.
Tonight we thought we'd share a few stories because this, 6-year thing, it started actually almost 7 years ago now.
What, 7 and 6 and 7 at the same time?
And this is really...
We got married 1 year after we met.
No, we were not together for a year when we got married.
Close to it.
Yeah, but we were not together
Within
for
a couple
year.
weeks.
Months. we met. First time we met was in
I call our meeting in the hospital.
December, but then I went into the hospital one more time, but then we actually didn't get to hang out until the end of January, which is when you were discharged. So I don't know. I think we talked about how we met each other in one of these previous episodes.
Well, let's share it. This whole thing. How did we meet? What would just do it without saying the S word because we're on TikTok. Hey, TikTok.
The
Don't
S
TikTok
word.
us off.
What S word?
Self-harm, Fru.
Oh, don't say self-harm.
You can say self-harm, not the other word.
Well, the reason why we met was healing for the first, from the first moment. But healing hasn't actually started until we started to meet regularly. So that's the story that we shared with you guys when David got miraculously healed in my living room. And then that was pretty cool. And then came the Mercedes and the Honda. First it was the Honda and then the Mercedes.
Well, first it was a old 1974 Winnebago or something, wasn't it?
A what?
That little Winnebago or the motorhome. We got given a motorhome.
I don't know.
We first got a motorhome given to us.
We first got a motorhome that we were told was working. We never drove it.
It drove. I drove it home. We drove it somewhere we were. Whenever we gave it back to whoever, I drove it. So
Okay.
we just never had to drive it. We were there remodeling it, but we decided to move into a apartment. By the time, a month went around in that motorhome,
I think we
our
moved.
backs were killing us.
We moved there on the 4th of July, and we moved into that apartment in September.
Oh, okay. So we were there a minute then. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Good job. You stuck through a lot, Fru.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Very interesting.
So if you guys are wondering why, because I know that some people are wondering, like, why are you stalking through the tough times when everybody would tell you that you could be released and never worry about a moment? And guess what things I found out about my husband?
I don't know. Tell me, Fru.
He's got some sort of a prophetic vision that no one else can match that I know.
That's interesting. So
So
all kinds of interesting stuff happened.
When COVID happened, David was the first person I heard who predicted at that point they didn't happen. As a matter of fact, he predicted before COVID. This was before COVID
in November.
when you predicted in November when you went to that football game with your sister.
Yep.
You predicted that prophesied, I should say. You prophesied that the football arenas will be shut down, and this is why it's kind of unfortunate that now we don't have access to the Facebook lives, because you also did this on Facebook,
Yes.
a live video
Yes.
with a cigarette in your hand.
Yes. And I was comparing how I'm going to quit smoking that day because I'm going to take all those that are cheering for these guys to go hit their heads real hard, and ultimately, they will hurt themselves later. And so I called it human sacrifice. And I said, I'm just going to show you how powerful the mind is. I'm going to take all that cheering that's for these guys to kick off. Is Purdue and IU game. And I mean, it was loud and crazy. And I said, I'm going to pretend that it's them cheering me on to quit smoking. Because not anybody that was watching my live that day, not one person went, yeah, go, man, quit smoking, do it, man, you can do it. No, people just standing there like, he has
don't
lost
talk
his
to him.
mind again.
They were like, don't talk
Look at
to
him
him. He
telling
smokes
me
cigarettes.
he's smoking a cigarette and saying, God said this, if you don't worship me, I'll shut down the arenas in the United States, and then there won't be any sports worship. And you know what, Fru?
What?
I did quit smoking.
I know, I was there.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I quit smoking. Plus, January came around and no baseball games, no softball games, no baseball games. I already
Yeah,
said that.
everything
no
got
football
everything
games,
got
no
shut down.
basketball games, nada.
So this was in November, and then next January, everybody was just sick, and then in March the news came, right, that okay,
Shut
now
down
we're
the
gonna
city.
shut everything down from churches and and football games and any kind of games. And
So I was wondering why you stuck around. That was part of it. I don't see. The wild thing about the prophetic vision and stuff that I get and the gifts that I had, I was so broken at that point that I don't know what's me and what's. It just comes out my mouth.
okay, let me be clear. I stuck around because God told me. Okay, so this has nothing
Hey,
to do with you.
could you roll your eyes a little less when you
But I'm
talk?
saying this though because these are the things that nobody were paying attention back then. Then I was living with you, man, and you were talking about the same nonsensical sounding stuff over and over and over and again. You were saying stuff like we are gonna be working with NFL players and professional athletes, and I'm like, okay, all right, well,
So now,
just keep going.
thank you for sticking around long enough, because if you would have been gone, my focus wouldn't have remained on what I had been saying. I suppose my wife said I was a big talking man in the very beginning, and I think that motivated me to make sure whatever I said happened. I don't know how that had anything to do with being able to cut down the sporting events. I couldn't call up the president and tell him to do that. There's no way.
Well, you also said that people would heal if they came to us and followed the methodology, I should probably say.
If they did what we did. Absolute, man, I remember this. I had forgotten all about that.
And the very first person who came, I mean, I will never forget it. The place where we were staying was a stinking dump.
Hellhole.
Okay, it was covered with black mold. That's where my gallbladder almost gave up.
Our hairless cat did give up.
Yeah, he did. He. Well, anyways, the very first person who came there was a man, also a football player and a football coach, and not a professional athlete in that sense, I guess.
No, he's a coach, but
he was a professional coach, but not a
he
professional.
was Evander Holyfield's sparring partner for 6 years. That'd get you a head trauma. Won't it?
So he came to us, and he was just very humble, and he was very willing to apply himself to everything that we were doing. And he spent 72 hours on our property. And from the very first day, I mean, very first morning when he woke up
Oh, yeah.
I guess he didn't say in the house with us. You remember?
Doug Mylan. Yeah, he stayed at the apartment.
Yeah, he stayed in that apartment. But we
remember
went to pick him up. Yeah, I
Yeah.
went to pick him up too. I don't know if that was the first. I thought that was the first time when I picked him up, but that could have been the second. Anyways, he could sleep through the night. He said that has not happened to him for 8 months or something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it was months. And he was also experiencing not having any pain in his body for the first time after a very, very long time.
He could barely walk when he first got there. It was very
Yep.
difficult watching him walk. The neuropathy in his feet and legs were so bad.
Yeah, and he did everything from, he ate with us, he ate what we ate, he did every intervention that we used, from brain tap to,
And folks, he made it clear. I did an interview with him called Interviews with the Broken, and I plan on doing more and more. That's just the first one I did. And he mentioned about how weird I am, how out there I am, but how on target. It's an act of God. In that interview, he was saying, I might be out there, but what I got's real. Because he got healed. That is so cool. I completely, that's, how long ago was that? 3 years ago?
great experience.
Yeah, it was.
4 years ago.
So yeah, from the beginning, God has matched whatever it was he placed in my head that came out of my mouth. He's fulfilled it, that's for sure.
And then life started to turn around, and we started to travel more. And the first place that we visited was NYC, or National Youth Convention, in Nashville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And that was probably the first convention I went to after I don't know how many years we've been together. That was kind of the size that like I used to visit like on a regular basis. So I had a great time. But more importantly, I guess we should definitely point out that you probably enjoyed it a little bit more than I did.
Oh, I hadn't been there since I was a kid. Yeah,
You
that
just
was
got out
cool
of
as all
jail.
that. Oh, yeah, I forgot I spent time in jail too. Man, I can forget
30
all
days.
kinds of stuff.
30 days.
30 days in jail. Can you imagine that?
So then
Me in
we
jail.
went to Rochester, New York, which was definitely a turning point
This was about a year or so later.
in our relationship.
2 years later.
This was a year ago.
Okay, so
So
2
this
years
was last October that we went there.
Yes. I went to jail from an old warrant. So just so you know.
And I have to say, you guys, that David started to change right after when we came back from Rochester. There's a dip in our relationship right there, and the changes started to kick in big time, like right then. So this past
Symptoms, you mean?
12 months have been just fabulous when it comes to your recovery. And this season was the very first one in 7 years, as a matter of fact, that we had practically no rage in this month. I only had to suggest for you to take an anti-anxiety medication once, which is way better than what it used
Trying
to
to
be
tell me
like.
not to take 10 of them. Yeah.
Oh no, not trying to tell you anything, but like running out, and getting away from
Hiding in the
places
woods for.
as soon as possible.
So, did anyone seen my wife? She's been gone for a long time. No, but she's been hanging out in the woods for. You did that one time in Myrtle.
One time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
So then we went to Mexico, and that was a super liberating and empowering milestone. So if there was a peak of that great time that started after we came back from Rochester, to me personally, I don't know for you, to me personally, it was definitely being in Mexico. I am doing that convention in that 5-star all-inclusive place,
cool.
which kind of reminded me of why I'm in this and why I do what I do and why I enjoy so much what I do, and how amazing, how powerful human connections are, and how often people so underestimate the power of human connection. It's that was an incredible experience to me personally. So that was a lot of fun, and of course that was the big turning point, because that was for me. I don't know, you can
I guess
tell.
especially after going through New York. New York's flight trip was rough on me.
That, and also just that, that you had no problems at the airport. You could come to the conference meetings several times, which were big. There were, I don't know, 2,300 people there or something like that. So that was always a big crowd and big noise and lots of lights and everything. And you seem to have like no problem. You get a little overwhelmed after a while, but still you could come in and sit through a part of it.
I noticed it when I was overwhelmed and I was able to take a break. That's something that I'm doing different, huh? Noticing.
Yeah,
things
completely
that I can see.
different. Completely different. You didn't have the capacity to process those changes quick enough that you would be able to act upon them. So that was definitely going to Mexico, and being in Mexico was when I started to feel like, okay, so this is the new David. So this is the new David, which is probably like the old David, but I never get to meet this David. So that's where I kind of started to realize that I have the sweetest husband on the face of the earth. And,
Thanks,
he is really not saying anything jerky because he's like that. It's just that.
Look at him sticking up for me. He's not really a jerk. He just hit his head in it so many times.
Yeah.
He sounds like one sometimes. Hey, I'm sorry for all you folks that have a brain injury that you don't have someone next to you like her that's sticking up for you, because I know how bad it is. I have had it all my life. All my adult life, I've had these injuries that changed my personality. And I knew inside I was a nice, kind person. And those who knew me knew that I was. But it was very easy to lose that guy and not see him and only see the raging lunatic that also said all kinds of things that were off-colored, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and like it's more difficult when, well, people, talk a lot about like grief that happens when you live with somebody with a neurodegenerative disease because they're losing their personality. Well,
Right in front of them.
now let's twist the plot a little bit
and
imagine that you didn't know that person previously, so now you don't know what is the sickness
That's her
and
story.
what the personality is, and your ultimate job, besides of not getting offended by all the things that you hear and see, is to figure out where the real person
Where
is,
I am at.
and then also how can you amplify that person.
So listen, while you guys are sitting here, this program is here to educate you, give you hope, inspire you, hopefully inspire more folks to love each other more greater than they do already. But also those of you that are alone, I had been in 5 relationships, all failed. Traumatic brain injuries mess with a person's communication skills and ability to be in a relationship. And my wife came along after I had already, there was nothing left for me. I was 44 years old. I had ruined every relationship I'd ever had, no matter how much the person loved me. And what she's describing here right now is something that we don't talk about often, but I think about it a lot. I don't know if you know that, but I think about it a lot. It freaks me out quite a bit in the beginning. Now I'm a lot more comfortable. Now's the time if you want to pull the rug out from under me, slip it out real quick. Now's the time. Be like perfect timing. I was not thinking about it at all. That would be the fact that she's did all this without any like proof or evidence of what kind of guy I actually am. You loved me because God told you? Is that it?
Well,
How did you do that?
No, I mean, I loved you because I saw things in you that were lovable. It's just that
It takes a while if you're gonna
is it, like people
judge
fake
somebody.
that kind of stuff, okay? Like especially at the beginning of a relationship. So like I hate the beginning of relationships
don't
because it's
know.
a whole lot of faking from everybody.
Everybody's so sweet and kind.
And so like you seemed really sweet in certain things, and of course it was unbelievable how your mind works and everything in many different ways. And still I had to make sense of that somehow, and it's not an easy job. So I am looking forward to going to Prague in September.
Oh yes. Yay.
And it's really funny because I just looked at your phone. This is, what I put on our outline is, if the Lord provides the funds, we're planning to Prague this year, more education, more tools, and more opportunities to apply what we learn quickly in energy and income. And while I'm looking at this on my outline, I glance at his phone, and he has American Airlines.
American Airlines just popped up.
It just pops up on his phone.
So what's in Prague, Fru? Talk to us about Prague.
So Prague. So for the past 5 years, ASEA had their European conferences in Budapest, Hungary, which is my hometown. And then, of course, now when I'm ready to go and visit one of the European conventions, they moved it to Prague, which is, it's great. Prague is actually my favorite city in the whole European continent, on the whole European continent. Out of all the cities that I visited, Prague is my favorite. It's a beautiful city, and it's just incredible vibe, and you'll love it. It's a very live city. It's very cool.
How far is Prague from Budapest?
It's like I think it's a 6-hour train ride or something like that.
It's like going to Georgia, where I just went to see Mom and Dad. Yeah. So we'll be going to Budapest when we go to Prague. How exciting is that?
Absolutely.
But we're going to Prague with ASEA. And let's talk about that, what SIA did in our life and why we're so dedicated to this company and product. Can we give it a brief moment?
You go ahead.
Fru first started taking this product because, of course, her and Dad were both seeking out things that could help me. We were desperate for something, and my dad had been reading a book by Dr. Amen or Amen, and had really been following a lot of stuff that doctor was coming out with, and he has supplement packets for brain health. And so my dad felt like that I should be taking those. So right at the same time that he found that, Fru found a SIA, and we called Dad to have a meeting and sit down and talk about it. And he said, I want to talk to you guys about something first. So when he said what he said, both of us said, well, let's follow what Dad is advised, and Fru will try the other product out, a SIA product. So she started taking it. And how it came about was a girl found her that had a traumatic brain injury. Mm-hmm. And so she had recovered from the traumatic brain injury and had great results with this product. Fru took it, and she had some incredible results with migraines that she was dealing with. For decades, she had those. And so with those results, we didn't want to mix it with what I was already taking. So I did Dr. Amen's stuff for about 3 years, but I did it for a whole year before I started taking a SIA, so we could see any kind of benefits or anything that was happening. The big change started happening when I started taking a SIA. We fought through hell our first year of marriage because, first of all, you know what first year marriage is like.
Try first 3 years.
Well, first 3 years. I was just going to talk about the first year for a moment.
I'm just joking.
The first year was hell because I, for one, have not lived sober in over 20-something years. We know why. I was suffering. I was in severe pain. My mind and my head space was tormented and fractured. I couldn't communicate properly, and the way I saw things is amazing that God helped me because I saw things in a good perspective. I'm positive by the way I see
He's
stuff.
very positive.
So God helped me with that. But other than that, it was a nightmare. And I'm talking a nightmare for her, but you know, the nightmare for a man to make the woman he loves scared, a man to make the family who cares for him and loves him scared of him and hurt. It's a heavy weight, and that's why I was alone. That's why I was isolated. That's why I was far, as far away from my family as possible, because I don't want to hurt anyone. And so to stick around, to be together, people got hurt until we and we focused on how to deal with me when I was out of my space, when I wasn't here. And everybody had to do things differently, and everyone had to learn on the go. And that's what the first year, 3 years was like. It was just different for me after year one because you're here. You made it through year one. So now year two. I think it got worse, didn't it? Yeah, woo, good job, Fru. You did it. So after year three we moved here, right? This was 4?
I don't know. We moved here. We
3 years
moved to
after.
Mississippi 4 years ago. I don't really know
Yes.
when we moved here, but
Yes.
4 years ago, we've been in Mississippi for 4 years now.
Yes, so 3 years ago. Year 3, we moved into this property. Things didn't change. I was still screaming. I was still not able to communicate properly. I was still flipping, losing out where I was, getting lost in what era of time I'm in and who I'm with. Fru was getting broken down, and you took a trip to Denver and had to finally, after 6 years? Was it 6 years we'd been together before you took a break? So 6 years had gone by, without taking a break. So look, when you think about our relationship, this hasn't been easy. This isn't some, oh God, look at how I wish that's just like, I wish someone would send me somebody and it would be easy. It wasn't easy.
Right.
And sometimes it still isn't easy.
That's a good point. People need to understand that they want easy, but easy is usually not the answer to the question that they have.
But what we have done is we've accomplished what our goals were. For me to get better, instead of going in reverse, I've gotten better. And in the same time, you've pointed out that other people have come along and been healed that have done exactly the same things we did. God put it on my heart that if you came here, did what I did, worked beside me, ate what I ate, everything I did, you did, God would heal you. And it did, just like that. That was the first significant thing that I want to keep marked down. I done already forgot that I had said that and that happened, because I want to keep that. That's what we're pushing with this whole community that we're building.
Right. So going back to those things, I want to say this. So we do work with professional athletes. We do have an ex-NFL player on our board for our Stop Self Harm.
Thank you.
Foundation. And this really is just scratching the surface, because we've been working on a project for 7 years now, technically, and that project is global. It is a legacy level impact project.
It's something that's going to change the future for medicine and society.
It's a new door that just opened that allows us to create real impact, and it won't. I don't want to spoil anything tonight, but it is an international, like it serves a global need, and it will be a huge relief for so many people to know that this thing is around that we are working on right now.
It's coming, folks.
It's really, really incredible. And so all of those, are the prophecies. Like now I'm talking about how and why we're working with the professional athletes and why the ex-NFL players and all kinds of stuff. It's kind of funny now that I think back, because I've never really been too interested in sports. Never. So
we
to
still
me,
aren't. We
so
don't
to
watch
me,
sports.
so to me, listening to that for years that we're gonna be working with NFL players, and I couldn't have but just be like, okay, so what? Like, I don't care if they're NFL players or not. I don't care if they're professional athletes or not. The professional athletes don't necessarily have a special spot in my heart. So it's just funny that we've been talking about it, and it sounds, so many people would be like, "Oh, that's so exciting," And
it is exciting to be right in the middle of what I had imagined it. And a lot of times when people have a vision or whatever, it's grandiose, and then they believe, "Oh, I'm just making this stuff up. I'm dreaming. I'm imagining something." That's just, and it was like that, but it is completely true. We have UFC champion working with us as well, former UFC champion. We got soccer players, rugby players, hockey players. It's all coming together. Rock and roll, my history. We're actually pulling our history from what we did with Bello back in the day, and creating an event that's going to help raise awareness and bring all these big stars together. And it's just little old me and Fru.
I know. And so I have to say that, though, the redox signaling molecules took a huge place in this growth. And I do want to praise it a little bit, because I mean, you, like, obviously it helped you to feel better and not to have headaches and that kind of stuff, and have more energy and sleep better and have less mood jerking or whatever.
Well, I mean, when you're restoring your body's renewal of cells, that's a big game changer.
But for me
Especially when you got broken
personally,
brain cells.
it's more that I got into a type of business that's all about self-development. It's all about cooperation. It's all about the things that when you work in the regular world and you have a regular job, you just don't really have people who you report to who want you to succeed as much
Right.
as you do. And it creates
Everybody above you is kind of wanting to keep
Yeah,
you down below
yeah.
them, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've worked at so many places where, this is what they call the politics, and I just couldn't stand it. I never participated in it, and instead I left,
So it worked out to be somewhere where you could actually work and get paid for doing what you love.
Right, but in order for me to stay, like I'm typically the person who changed jobs, in every 3, 4, 5 years because I got tired of the politics. But here I am. I've been working with this company for 5 years now, and I just absolutely love it more and more every year. I mean, it's incredible, that you pour into your team members because their development is equally important as your own. And, personal development is not a choice. It's part of your job description, basically. And so it forces you to think outside of the box, to be creative, to use skills that you might have never used or try to develop like intentionally. And it's just very exciting. There are certain things that you do that are kind of like, you do it all the time. So that there is a chance that you can get into that
Burnout.
Yeah, where you do too many of the same things. But the thing about it is that you're always in charge, so you can always change up how you do things. The only reason why we do things in the same way is because they work.
Right.
Like it's when it's successful and it brings results, then you don't really want to change it.
Well, that's what we want to, like, with everything we're doing with Davi Food Productions. This is the future. I'm going to prophesy a little bit more, if you will, or forecast or predict whatever culture you come from. This is the building block of what we're doing with Davi Food Productions. So what you're talking about when you do things that work and you just keep doing them, the reason we keep doing them because it works. That's what we've built this entire healing journey on. It's these small things that we changed. Take this substance out of my life, put this good habit in its place, and just do it every day. That's all we did. Little moves. And those little moves didn't change a thing overnight. None except the fact that now I'm not smoking. Now I'm breathing. Instead of taking cigarette breaks, to take breathing breaks. That changed, but the effects on it on my life immediately, there was none that you could tell. Your brain doesn't, only what we're seeking for in an instantaneous hit is where I came from. I had already gone all the way to the needle. So when you've gone to the needle, you have no time for a pill to dissolve and metabolize to feel better. You're going for an instant. So that's where my mindset was when you met me. That's where I had been there for 20-something years. So to change those little bitty things and then that be the thing that actually worked and then just do it and stay faithful for 7 years.
Well, you did it, David, and you did it well, and it makes me
I'm
very
saying
proud
all
of
this.
how
Thank
you
you.
did it. And also,
You were coaching me and you kept it, if you'd have done it wrong, coached me wrong, I'd have done the opposite. A lot of times you did stuff wrong and I wanted to do the opposite, but I really wanted the results of doing it right. I wanted the results
you're
of keeping.
too smart.
I wanted to keep you around, so I did what you said. But having the right environment
Did you
around
guys hear that? He only did it because he wanted to keep me around.
Well, I can't tell you that I did it because I thought it was going to work, or I did it because I wanted to feel better, because what
knew
made
it
me
was
feel
gonna
better
work.
was something that I put in my arm,
He knew.
Well, anyway, the thing is, what I'm preaching at you right now is these little things that we talk about. This is the framework. This is our foundation of what we're doing in the future. Our future shows the book that we're going to have finished, these little series of caregiver and at home practices that'll change people's life. If you have someone living with you with CTE symptoms or brain injuries, neurodegenerative diseases, this is going to change everything for people. And the longer we live and keep doing what we're doing, the more impact it's going to make on people. That's all. Like 7 years has gone by. Nobody knows this yet. Look at us 7 years from now. What's going to be like?
Oh, I know it. I know it. I agree. And of course, the fact that all of these things raised our confidence.
I'm sorry about that when I said no one knows us. We're sponsored. We have big, famous people connected to us, helping us.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to.
He was talking about all of you watching who don't know.
Yeah. Talking about all two of you.
All two of you who only watched us for 5 minutes and you have no idea how incredibly amazing we are.
Right. Anyway, very entertaining, Fru. Keep going.
So, of course, this, like increasing our confidence big time. So right now we're kind of cocky.
Are you? I've never once in my life been cocky.
But no, I'm just joking. I'm just saying.
Well, it's confidence that comes from knowing.
From practice. Confidence
knowing.
comes from practice. We've been doing this for a while. We've seen many people heal. We've seen very, very positive outcomes. And so we know what we're aiming for is possible. It's sometimes when a lot of times when you work with people, this goes to all of those out there who are coaching. A lot of times when you work with people, that the reason why something that you're prescribing is not going to work because of the mindset that they're dealing with, and you're not able to change that. But you're also having this confidence is necessary. Like, for people who are not believing, they have to see somebody who not only believes, but knows and is very, very confident about it. And so that's what God's been helping us big time. I mean, I can tell that I feel that since I've been working with the redox signaling molecules, I went through many transformations since I've been watching you and listening to the things, that I don't always apply everything immediately, but eventually I apply it.
Yes, you
and
do.
then I see the growth.
That's awesome.
And David, I feel different.
Oh, you do
Yeah.
you? That's because the cellular signaling is aligned with divine order, and you just drank a shot of a seed.
Oh, I did. Okay, well, thanks.
Fru wrote all these funny jokes that, of course, we can't remember. So, well, some more of them, Fru.
Nah, we're kind of like
Corny.
We're kind of closing
Yeah,
here.
we're closing.
Well,
We want to close on a funny note.
I can say this, David, your aura is grounded again.
Oh, thanks. Let's biohack our future together. Smart jokes. We'll biohack our future together. Let's
All
do it,
right.
Fru.
So this isn't just about an anniversary. We basically, wanted to share this with you guys because the power of love, faith, and community are equally important on your journey. And I don't care what kind of healing you're dealing with or dreaming about. This applies to your case. No matter if it's a neurodegenerative disease, no matter if you're dealing with the flu, no matter if you have a weak immune system and you're dealing with issues that nobody can.
And I'll tell you this, I needed help. I needed healing. But what I turned to was to help others. So inside, my internal motivation for everything was so that I could help someone else heal of what I'm dealing with.
But also, it's not an individual journey. So healing is not an individual journey. That's why we have doctors. That's why we have healers, and then also caregivers. Mm-hmm. But it's built by the people you walk with, pray with, and grow with. So how those people are around you is going to affect how it's going to influence
Yes.
the rate of your recovery.
Yes. Make sure your environment is healthy for you. That means
and
people,
supportive.
places, and things. Yes.
Yeah. So if you guys want to stay connected with us, then please comment anniversary in the chat here. And we will invite you to our Wellness Tuners private Facebook group, which is a space that we created for people to support one another. Not just, like we are there to support you, but also there have been lively conversations among members about their healings, about their struggles. And sometimes I don't even get involved. I just let them chat.
That's right.
Yeah.
We also look forward to, I'm not sure which episode it is. It is after Thanksgiving, so it could be any time coming up very soon that we're going to be.
After Thanksgiving?
yeah,
Soon?
No. Yeah, it's after Thanksgiving now, so it could be any time soon.
Oh, what are we
that
talking
we're
about?
going to bring the founders of the Patrick Risha CT Awareness Foundation. They're our sponsor, and we're going to be bringing them in to share their story and how we met and what the mission is. We're so happy that they're supporting us, and they see in us something that they believe can help change and make things better for those living with this disease. You can go to stopcte.org. It's Patrick Risha CTE Awareness Foundation at stopcte.org.
Oh, yeah, I guess this little thing just got the sponsor announcement at the end. Thanks, David. Look
You're
at
very
you.
You're very welcome.
Well, thank you for the Patrick Risha CT Awareness Foundation, Doug and Karen Ziegel. We love you guys. Yeah.
All right, so now we're signing off, Sister Carson. It's so nice to do this anniversary Dr. PhilGood with you. Love you. Thank you, guys. Come join us next Friday, 5:30. Every Friday.
Forever.
5:30.
Stay healthy.